Hi, I'm Lisa Keating. Welcome to Heritage Square. I'm here today with Jessica, and I don't even know your last name.
Maria Alicea Covarrubias. It's a long one.
Maria Alicea Covarrubias.
That's right.
Great to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming.
So what can you tell us about Heritage Square?
Heritage Square Museum has been here for 42 years. We're an open-air living history museum, and we focus on Los Angeles history from 1850 to 1950.
So kind of gold rush time.
Gold rush time through the early suburban era to show the growth of how much our city grew in that 100 years of statehood. Today we have our Father's Day car show, an antique and vintage car show, and we try to bring as many cars out here from local community, whether they're groups or individuals, and they get to show off their beautifully restored cars. And it's just a fun, great day, very relaxing, and we have some of our houses open, and people just love to enjoy.
Will it be open again tomorrow?
Yes, we're open every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 12 to 5 during the summer and 11:30 to 4:30 during the winter.
And what was the best in show today?
Our best in show winner was a 1948 black Chevy called the Godfather.
The Godfather.
Yes.
Well, come with us. We're going to take a walk around and see what we can see. Beautiful. So, Jessica, what do we have here?
This is the 1876 William Hayes Perry Mansion, originally built in Boyle Heights for William Hayes Perry. He was a lumber baron. So this is actually a very wealthy gentleman's house.
So it was built on site here?
No, all of our structures were moved from their original neighborhoods in order to save them. They were going to be destroyed otherwise.
Oh my gosh. No wonder. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go inside.
This is their grand parlor, or what we call today a living room.
Right. So what did they typically do in here? Watch TV?
Oh no. They had social events, social gatherings. It could be dances, lectures, someone singing, ladies having a special group coming together and talking about politics of the day. Also for the family, they would have adjourned in here and spent some time here as well.
Let's move on. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. So what do we have here?
The Boyle Heights Historical Society has an exhibit here. It's been up for a couple months now, and it's about the early portion of their neighborhood's history.
The Perry Mansion was originally in Boyle Heights in an area called Mount Pleasant. So it just seems appropriate and a perfect match to bring the Historical Society here to do an exhibit in the gallery room of the early beginnings of Boyle Heights. Domingo Anasto was one of the founders of the Farmers and Merchant Bank, along with Mr. Perry. They were French families. They're connected to the city of Encino, Rancho Los Encinos. So they're connected to the valley. And
I just got goosebumps. Oh, for crying out loud, look at this.
And it was under the Paredon Blanco label, which was the name which meant white bluff in Spanish. And he brought this Zinfandel grape. Mostly there was a mission grape, but this Zinfandel wine was brought over east of the river. They were already doing it along the river, but Mr. Boyle brought it east of the river.
This area was one of the largest wineries for Los Angeles at one time. And we still have the San Antonio winery, the last remaining one in the area.
Wow, you know what? I have to come back.
No, you do.
And just because I like to go through and I like to read every single word. So this is the original home office.
Yes,
right?
This is Mr. Perry's office and the library as well. He did have offices in downtown Los Angeles, and he was a gentleman who had his fingers in many business opportunities. He was the president of the water company for 25 years. He owned lumber yards and stockyards, a railroad company,
Oh my
a theater,
goodness.
and a telephone company. The Hale House.
The Hale House.
Yes.
So from
Highland Park.
Highland Park.
So it's really just right across from us here on the freeway is where it stood originally.
And what about the time period?
1887.
1887. So the first one was
1876. So 11 years ahead.
Is it painted to represent the way it might have been painted originally?
These are its original 7 colors.
These are its original 7 colors. Wow.
As Mr. Perry's house was done by a hand-powered machine or tool, this was done by mass manufacturing. So Mr. Perry's house cost him $10,000 in 1876. This probably cost someone a little less than $2,000 in 1887.
Oh my gosh, and yet it appears to be so much more ornate.
Much more elaborate, more ornate.
Is this actually wood though, even though it was mass produced?
Mass produced. This is all wood pieces. It's almost like putting a puzzle together. There's also ironwork, the stained glass, the chimney with its tile work. It's all mass production.
Amazing, amazing.
This one is, its history is very interesting. The neighborhood was the home of the Colonel Selig Polyscope Film Company. one of the first film studios for Los Angeles. And the house is relatively close to where his studio was. But the house has a mansard roof, and that's rather rare to find here in Southern California. It's a second empire home. It's a really lovely house that was actually moved in its history prior to coming to Heritage Square Museum. The barn is also from Pasadena, and the house it belonged to unfortunately was destroyed. So we were able to save the barn, and we moved it here in 1981. It remained untouched and undone for many years. Fortunately, through our Veterans Preservation Program, they've been working on this project for the last few weeks, and this is how it looks now. It's a beautiful structure, and they've done a wonderful job. And during the restoration, they did discover the original two colors, which are the green and the yellow.
And was it, when it was a barn, was that like a garage, or did they keep animals in there?
Dr. Osborne, he probably would have had a buggy, a coach car, with horse, probably a cow, maybe even, and then eventually it was a garage. But we also do know in its history, it was also an apartment on the second floor. It's a two-story building, believe it or not.
Wow.
We're standing on the porch of the Octagon House.
The Octagon
House. This is also
House.
from Pasadena. And this house is very unique because it's a rare architectural style. Built in the 1890s in Pasadena. It was definitely well after the period of the Octagon House itself. Octagon houses began in the 1840s here in the United States. In 1848, Orson Fowler wrote a book called The Octagon House, A Home for All. And he promoted this style of architecture being very economical, better for your health, and just it's an interesting concept that there's a book out there on Amazon you can still get. He's got a lot of concepts and theories about why this house was so fantastic. Walter Hastings was the last family member, and he donated the house to us. They were going to demolish it again, and so he came to us saying, please help me save this house, here's the history, and there was no question. We said absolutely. Before the Civil War, there were over 1,000 octagons in the United States. There's less than 500 now, and I believe we're one of 3 here in the state of California. So It's very rare to find an octagon in California.
That's it for me today. I'm Lisa Keating with EncinoMom TV. Thanks for watching.